Good evening and welcome to Here's the Life with Zemarah and her better half Ed, who is not here today. But the show must go on. And so I am so excited. We're supposed to be having some call-ins too. So, audience out there, we still want you to call 708-223-8953. We kind of wanted to hear some of your thoughts and feelings about things that might concern you. And just like I said on my post, even some happy thoughts. But we have, which I'm excited about today, is we have Miss Wanda B joining me.
Hey.
And I love that.
And I love you, Zemarah. I love Zemarah and Ed. I love Here's to Life with Zemarah and Ed. I'm going to have to tell you that Zemarah is near and dear to my heart. One of the shows that I actually brought to IntellectualRadio.com.
Yeah.
And a fabulous musician. Only one that every time I hear her voice, chill bumps. Just now, the music that was on right before we started, I get chill bumps when I hear her voice. If you haven't heard her, if you haven't gone to Spotify, all the different ways you can listen to Apple Music, anywhere you listen to music, please download her. Here's the Life. What's the other one? Your newest
Love is Possible.
Love is Possible. Love
and
it.
You know it is.
Oh, chill bumps thinking about the song. I'm telling you, please download it, but you will love it. Anytime we play it here in the station, because we play it all the time, because it's one of our favorites. And when people are they say, who is that?
I didn't pay her either to say all of this.
She did not pay me to say. And I honest to God truth, they always ask, who is that artist? So you will do the same thing. So please download the music.
Oh, thank you for that, Wanda. So you're in town today, and so it's so good that you're joining me. So just tell us a little bit about what you're doing as far as in the air flying, how you feel about it. I know you still miss your intellectual radio because that's your passion and your heart still.
It's still one of my passions.
I know, but how are you loving what you're doing as far as flying?
You know what I'm doing now, it's one of those second career type things, something that adheres to my life. I probably say that Zemarah and Ed are actually people who inspire me to keep doing things like this, to pick up a new passion.
Yeah.
I worked 25 years at the Chicago Sun-Times, and I usually like to call myself semi-retired, and now became a flight attendant at the dear old age of I'm not saying, but but I'm so excited about what I do. I really love visiting new cities, new countries. I was in Colombia, Medellin this week already. What day is today? Tuesday, yesterday, and Sunday.
Wow.
And so I just love the experiences I'm having. Definitely enjoying the experience, enjoying my
And I'm going to say
life.
this to you. When you look the way you look, and you're a beautiful, beautiful woman, you don't have to ever be ashamed to say how old you are.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, you work on that. You work on that because you know what we say, age ain't nothing but a number.
Say
you
that
walk,
here.
Talk and breathe. You keep it moving, and you are a beautiful, beautiful woman. So you don't ever have to. Women tend to shy away from their age, and that's something that we really have to work on.
We really do.
And I wonder why. I mean, what do you think?
I can tell you why for me.
What do you think is the problem with that?
I think it's two different things. One, I don't feel the number. It's weird because I could say the number and I don't feel that number. I feel a number way less than the number.
That's my point.
I feel like but it's the judgment, because some people put a way you should act and dress based on the number.
They do.
So if I say I'm this number, they're like, you should, why are you wearing that? Or why are you doing that? Or why are you doing, and I don't like the limitations people put. I allow people to put on me based on the number, that I shouldn't have that on. And as soon as I say it, they didn't even know my age. And as soon as I say that, or they start calling me, hey, Auntie Wanda, or hey, my grandma, or they calling me by name. I was like, before you knew my number, you were calling me by my first name. Now, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Got it.
And I'm like, why now that you know this number in your head, do you now decide to treat me differently?
Yeah.
Now that bothers me.
Now I can see that. That's a wonderful point. I had never thought about it nor looked at it like that, because I don't address or think of a number either. But you're right, because they know the number, and I don't ever really have a problem saying my number. They do wind up saying Miss Zemarah or Miss Betty, or and you're so right
and
on
they
that.
weren't even calling you that before.
Right.
They were treating you as not an equal, but my look, I know I'm older than you, and you know I'm older than you.
Yeah.
But they don't start treating you that way, and I don't quite like that. And I know I shouldn't care, but when they don't know the number, they continue to treat you the way they don't alter the way they're treating you.
Yeah.
And so if I don't say the number, they treat me the same. And as soon as that number comes out, people are used to giving a level of respect to numbers.
Yes. That's true.
And
then they associate it, like you said, well, why are you wearing this, or why are you this, or why are you that? And you're right on that.
I get to be myself when you don't know the number.
I kind of love that. And that's a good point, because you should not be judged on that. I mean, and if you feel free to wear whatever because you're always classy, it doesn't matter, because if you wear whatever or however you want to, I mean, nothing's wrong with that.
But as my dear Ed
associated that like that. That's cool.
But what Ed would say is, what people think about you is not your business.
Girl, that's exactly what he would say. That is not your business. Who could care less? Because a lot of times when people make comments or something, that's their own insecurities or their own problems.
That's what Ed would say.
That's why he says that. And that's a wonderful point.
And I think about that, and I'm still trying to get there. I'm a work in progress. But I think about what he says all the time. If I have a feeling based on something someone has said, I'll tell myself that don't absorb it. It's not my business what they think about me, but I still struggle with it. So yeah, I'm a work in progress.
Yeah. Reverend Cobbs, who was our cousin through marriage in our family, and he would always say, it's not what you think of me, it's what I think of you.
Ooh,
so
that's deep.
I mean, for real. He said that was part of his. That was part of his. When in the pulpit, that's what he would say, and that's really the truth. I mean, so what you think of me? Hey, the bottom line is how do I perceive you? What do I think of you?
I like that.
I mean, and that's really the truth. And a lot of times people don't look at that, or they don't think about that. So anyway, back to your travels, and so you are traveling. How many places have you been that maybe you had never thought that you would go to?
So many. I really? Honestly can't count. I would have to look it up, because how many people. A lot of times people will tell me, well, I like to travel here. And then you find out that they haven't traveled to most of the cities here in the United States.
Right.
We go to all these.
Flown out the country. Now, have you been out of the country too?
Like I said, I was in Colombia this week.
Okay.
Mexico, different parts of Mexico, different parts of Colombia, of Puerto Rico. So where else? I've been to a few places in South America.
Now, what is the airline?
It's Spirit Airlines.
Okay.
So a lot of times I'm met with, I don't like flying Spirit, but I will say I enjoy where I work. And I chose it. I love the name Spirit. It was yellow and black, like the He Said, She Said on Intellectual Radio. Right. That please look it up and go to the website and watch some of my past shows. Yeah. It was the same colors. So I felt drawn, like it was speaking to me. And I go by Wanda B, and they call everybody B's at Spirit. Everybody's a B. And if you're new, you're a newbie. So,
oh, wow, that's
and so cute. I was like, I want to be. If you all are bees, I'm there. But I will say, my dear, I wouldn't have thought about actually pursuing it. But our dear Earl Winfrey, founder and creator of IntellectualRadio.com, with all his great wisdom, said you should do that job. And I was like, I'm too old. I'm too this. I'm too this.
No, you didn't.
I'm too short. I'm too this. And really, a job I didn't think I could even get. And so then I think he filled out the first application and just sent, and it just spiraled from there. And because I always follow his wisdom. If he said you should do that, I'll go ahead.
Yeah,
and
he's got good wisdom, and he's positive.
And positive.
Yeah,
yes.
And that's always good. When your man is always positive and giving you good direction and support what you do, that's a blessing.
And I trust when he said I what he said and enjoyed it. So I did this, and I'm very, very glad I did.
A lot of people don't really and truly, like you said, a lot of people don't say that they don't like spirit. I know every time we've flown maybe about 3 or 4 times, and it's not always that you're on the spirit plane, because we went through spirit and we winded up on a Delta flight.
I don't know how that happened. Some must have happened with the spirit flight and you wound up on Delta. I don't know.
When we went through spirit, we booked through spirit.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and we winded up on a Delta flight.
Usually what I found is if you're on spirit, you're going to really complain if something happens. And at that same time, every airline is experiencing the same thing.
Right.
But people tend to focus on, that's why I never going to fly a spirit. And it's unfortunate, because I will say that now someone told me prior to me they did actually have a really negative reputation. But one thing I do know, we fly through bad weather. So if we shut down and send you home, it's something wrong. Like, people get mad because something's wrong with the plane. Do you really want to go on a plane that is wrong?
Right.
Why don't you let them fix this first?
Hello.
And or it's bad weather, but it's bad weather everywhere. So right now, American is experiencing the same. United could be experiencing the
Southwest,
same thing. Southwest,
yeah.
And sometimes it's because of them that we will still fly in bad weather. But if the airport shuts down, we have nowhere to fly into.
Right.
So sometimes it's things like that. But if you do have a negative experience, I know most of the flight attendants will go out of their way to try to rectify. Yesterday, a lady was like, I don't fly, because we do charge for everything. Know where you going. If you know they charge for everything, pack your own stuff.
Right.
If you don't want to pay, instead of getting mad, bring your own this and that. But we went out of our way to give this lady free things. We were like, here, just make her happy. And she still got off the plane saying, that's why I'm never going to. I was like, we couldn't make her happy.
What was she complaining about now?
She wanted water when she got on the plane. And we charge for water. Spirit charges for water. So I will say that. But I think that's the running joke, that they charge for everything. So you already know that. You know that when you got on the plane, that they charge for everything. So, but we gave her water. And we did everything to try to change her experience. But sometimes when you look for something to be bad, guess what? It's going to be bad.
Okay.
Okay. We have a caller.
We having a good time, but we got a caller. Oh. Just hit this.
Hit that.
Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello. Hi, this is Dr. Wallace calling in.
Hey, Dr. Wallace. How are you?
I am absolutely wonderful. Thank you. And how are you?
Oh, we are wonderful. I'm just sitting up here with Wanda B., who is another part and executive of our IntellectualRadio.com. And I've been interviewing her and talking with her, and just having a good time with her. So,
wonderful.
Yeah,
wonderful.
so
Well, I hope I didn't interrupt that.
No, you didn't. We wanted some calls in today, and this is our Dr. Yvonne Gilly Wallace that comes and talks about the Veterans Initiative.
Wow.
And so they are sponsoring, which they do so many good things for the veterans, and we just love it. And by Ed being a veteran, he just supports and loves it as well. And so I had her to call in because they are sponsoring a major picnic that's coming up August 20th on a Saturday. And so I wanted her to talk a little bit about that and give us the time and the location, Dr. Wallace.
Definitely. So glad to do it. It is my pleasure. Thank you so much for accepting this call and letting me talk a little bit about the Multi-Faith Veterans Initiative. As Zemarah said, we continue to serve our veterans and their families. So we are having a major back-to-school veterans family picnic. We're going to have food trucks on the grounds. We're going to have food trucks, ice cream trucks. We're going to be giving away book bags for all the children. We're going to have games and fun and activity and music and just all kinds of things. We're going to have bid whist tables. We're going to have domino tables. We're going to have all kinds of games. We're going to have corn throw. So we're going to be doing it all. We've got a clown that's coming to entertain the children and all kinds of children's activities.
Wow.
So we're really looking forward to it, and we're gearing up for it. We're going to have prizes on top of giving out book bags to all the children. And as I stated, it's going to be a family picnic. So it's going to be something for everyone. And this is for our veterans, and we're inviting all of our veterans and their families to come because we really want to make sure that we mainly have enough book bags. We'll have enough of everything else, but we want to make sure that we have enough book bags. So we're asking the veterans to register, and they can register by calling 630-240-7358, either calling or texting, and letting me know how many children you have, what branch of service that you're in, and come on out. It's going to be on our church campus. First time that we're opening up since COVID, so it's going to be at Christ Universal Temple. That's 11901 South Ashland. We're going to have a health van there from Family Christian Health Center that's going to be doing COVID tests and COVID vaccinations if people need that. So we want you to come on out and enjoy. It's going to be from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And again, that address is 11901 South Ashland, right off of 119th and the I-57. You can see the church. Come on over. It's going to be on our church campus. We'd love to have you.
Did you say August 20th?
August 20th is the date. And Saturday, August 20th, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Oh, that's a lot. That's going to be a wonderful, wonderful morning and early afternoon.
Yes. And
so give the number again, Dr. Give the number again, Dr. Wallace, for them to register.
The number to text or call is 630-240-7358.
Okay. Now, is there any type of lifeline? I'm not going to say deadline. I'll say lifeline.
I like that.
Yes, thank you so much for that. We'd like to try to get the RSVPs by the 15th, no later than the 17th. Like I said, we've prepared for 50 to 50 children for book bags, and they're going to be full of books, school supplies. Like I said, we're trying to make this a fun afternoon.
Oh, that's good. And then what I'm going to do too, every week up until that, I think we got 2 more shows up to that, and I will definitely, continue to announce it because I still always think
everything is free.
Yeah.
Everything is free. Let them know everything is free. The food trucks are coming, and they're free. There's all the food, all the ice cream, everything is on top of prizes and the book bags for the kids. Like I said, this is our back to school appreciation for the veteran families.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Get the word out to the veterans. Bring your families. It's for the Chicago area. And that Chicago, when I say Chicago area, it includes the suburbs too. So come on out and enjoy.
That is wonderful, Dr. Wallace. Well, we will certainly promote and push that. And definitely we want the veterans to come out with their families and enjoy a wonderful, wonderful morning, 11 to 3 at Christ Universal Temple on the grounds of the church. And that's 119th right off of the expressway, really. Anybody that is familiar with CUT, Christ Universal, they should know exactly. That's the big, beautiful church right there.
Sure.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're going to be on the church campus. We're going to have everything set up. So we certainly want you to come out. As I said, Family Christian Health Center is bringing their mobile van, their health van, and they're going to be there doing screening and vaccinations. So
what are the screenings that they'll be doing, like for blood pressure and?
They will be doing that. They will be doing, the only thing they won't be able to do because we didn't get to them in time is doing the back to school physicals. We really were trying to get that, but we can't. But they're going to be doing blood pressure screening. They're going to be doing some other health screening. They're going to be doing the COVID screening and the vaccinations. If you don't have your vaccinations, they're going to be giving and getting you up to date with those.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so they are going to be there, and they're going to be there from 11 until 3.
Okay. Well, we're definitely going to push that. This is a beautiful thing. And now, one more thing. Do they have to, should they bring their lawn chairs or any of that?
Yes, they can bring their lawn chairs. They need to bring their lawn chairs. They need to also bring their DD-214 card because we need to know that because this is a veterans thing. We have to do some screening to make sure that veterans are coming in,
right,
and their families.
Right, that
so
makes
make
sense.
Sure you bring, and I know that's just like your driver's license. If you're a veteran, you're carrying that DD-214 card.
That's right. Ed has his in his wallet, and that makes sense. Yeah, because we want people to come out and enjoy and really support, but we do want to make sure that this is for the veterans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I really appreciate you continuing to announce this in your shows up until the date. Like I said, we're really excited. We're really excited about it. And Zemarah, you can share with your audience because you and Ed have been a part of this. And you know that we try to every quarter have a big activity for our veterans.
Yeah.
And we're going to, for Veterans Day, November, we're going to have another sweet event that's coming up for our veterans to celebrate Veterans Day. But you veterans know that every day is Veterans Day.
That's right.
Not just November 11th, but every day is Veterans Day.
That's right. And they should always be acknowledged. They're the reason for the season.
Yes, absolutely. Because that experience that you had is a layer of your fiber and your being.
That's right.
Every day is Veterans Day.
That's right. Because a lot of people don't understand that what veterans go through as far as just, psychological and just, well, that's part of emotional. But they go through a lot because even sometime I watch Ed go through some type of things when he's sleeping. And so, it can be very, very difficult and very, very, it can be hard on them. And a lot of times, like for Ed, for example, he tries that monster. I mean, that's strong and but things bother him. Yeah, that macho thing, but things bother him. Yeah, and because I'm his wife, I can see it. Yeah.
It's okay to embrace those emotions that you have that relate back to that experience.
Right.
Because when you embrace it, you therefore acknowledge it and you don't try to deny it or hide it.
That's right. And that's important.
I want the audience to know that veterans, when I say veterans, we're talking about veterans and they're male and female. We have a special female program that we do as a part of our multi-faith veterans initiative, where we deal with female veterans.
Yeah.
Because their experience is quite different.
Right.
Their experience in the military was quite different. So we do have a female veterans group.
Yeah, I love that.
We've got a WISE group that's coming up on the horizon. So.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That's so in that.
I'm hoping people will bring their veterans out too, because some of them may not volunteer to come out to a day like this, but you tell them, invite them to this family occasion, help bring them out, help get them out. If they don't want to come or don't call your grandfather, call your auntie, call whoever, and ask them to come out to this with you. Bring them with you.
Yeah. That's the truth.
Bring them with you.
Yes.
Like I said, we got some veterans that declare that they are bid with. And we've got the ones that say they're the domino whizzes and the chess whizzes. So, come on out and enjoy and show your skills and let them know that they might have to step back with their business skills. So,
right.
Enjoy it and have just a good time. We want it to be a fun time. Like I said, the kids, we've got a clown and the clown's going to be doing balloon decorations and animals and just all kinds of stuff. And then music by Anthony. He and his dad have been DJing for years and has been around the Chicago area. So just really going to have a great time. We're going to have the campus kind of rocking.
Oh, wow.
Sounds fun.
That's good, Yvonne. Okay, well, we're going to make sure that we get that out and keep it pushing. And we're just blessed to have your Veterans Initiative doing so many great things.
Thank you so much. And then, Zemarah, you have the flyer, so you can actually take that with you and announce it.
I got it in front of me now.
Okay, all the information is on the flyer.
Okay,
we'll also have it if you're watching on Facebook. We're going to include that in the comments, so you can go to the comments here and get the information as well.
Perfect.
Great, thank you guys so much.
Our producer has spoken.
We want to service all the veterans, so I just need you to RSVP so we can make sure that everyone is covered. Right,
and that they are veterans.
Yes, and that they are veterans. Yes.
Right. Okay. All right, then, sweetie. Well, thank you for calling.
Okay, you're quite welcome. You guys have an awesome this evening and enjoy the rest of your show.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye. That was Dr. Yvonne Gilly Wallace, who is so wonderful, who she is a psychologist, and she really works with the veterans too. She is awesome, very, very patient. And the things that they are doing is just so uplifting for the veterans and just make them feel so whole, and their affairs are on point.
Well, when she mentioned that every single thing, food trucks, everything that's there is free.
Yeah.
Back to school, that giving back, that's exactly what we should be doing for our veterans that we don't always do. And to see an organization actually doing this is amazing.
It is. Do you have any veterans in your family?
I have my dad. My dad is a veteran of Vietnam. And then recently I was talking to one of his friends who said he loved sharing things with my dad because my dad knew exactly what they went through. He said he doesn't talk about it with everyone, and he liked that he had someone who specifically knew what they went through of Vietnam. So yes, and I have my younger sister is in the Army right now.
Really?
So yeah, so following in my father's footsteps. So
wow.
So yes.
Now is your dad here?
No, not anymore. Died last year sometime.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So, but his memory as a veteran, he's in the Lincoln Memorial here, where he's laying rest. So, and that was him being a veteran was one of his proudest accomplishments in life.
Yeah.
And my sister following in that footsteps made him so proud. So I have a fond thing for helping the veterans as well. So I just love this event. And if you've ever seen the CTU campus, it's humongous.
I'm telling you, yeah.
So this is gonna be nice.
Yeah, that's gonna, and all you got to do is just bring your chairs and bring yourself and bring your children, and hey,
let's give that number one more time where you can. Do you see it there where you can register, so you make sure if you bring your children, they have enough for everyone, and that's nice that they even want to do that to make sure that everyone.
I really think so. Now
it's 630.
Yeah, wait a minute, 240, and it's not on here, so
it's not.
No.
Well, it's going to be in the comments.
Yeah, it'll be in the comments
after the show.
I will be announcing it.
And Intellectual Radio will be promoting it as well.
IntellectualRadio.com will definitely be pushing it, because I think it's wonderful. Really, really good. So anyway, back to some other stuff with you. So I'm just so excited about having you on today, and Tim. So what is some of your take on everything that's going on right now in the world, though, Wanda?
It's so
All
much
the
in different
killings and
areas.
all the children. That is what is just mind blowing.
I think when we mention, like Dr. Wallace, psychologists have, we need more of those involved in schools. I think took a lot of that out of the social workers and things like that out of
Yeah.
schools. And these children needed their being so social media has them on a different level of I don't even can understand the things they go through with social media and their lack of interaction with the video games and things like that. So
Yes.
they need help. They really do. And I hopefully that becomes more prevalent in the schools again. And I know budget cuts and things like that, but we have to put the money towards these children so we can kind of change the outcome of what's happening right now.
Yeah, and then the young people, and what is your take about young people? Because psychologically, these children doing TikTok. I mean, it's different. It's if you have a talent or gift, but these children that are being exploited and they don't even know that they are. What are you thinking? Because you have a daughter, you have grandchildren.
Exactly.
It's scary.
It's scary, and I do think that sometimes we have to get more involved in what our children are doing and where they are at night, whether they're with the things that are happening in the community, things like that. You have to know where they are and be mindful, give them time frames to be on these things, and they know more than us. So if they want to hide it, I do know they're gonna hide it, because we go to them to help us with stuff.
Yeah.
So I do. So but we do have to get educated ourselves on what they're doing, and if we don't know what they're doing, just take it away from them. I say if I can't figure it out, then you can't do it. So
That's right.
I think we have to put time frames and parameters for our children and get involved. And it's so much easier to let them be, because my son will stay in his room and not come out. And yes, that's peaceful for me and I don't have to get involved. But I want him to be a productive member of society. And
Yes.
unfortunately, as much as we may want peace, we're going to have to get involved. We're in charge of what we're producing out here in the world.
That's right.
And I do think parental involvement as much as possible. And if you don't know, like I said, if you don't know how to work TikTok and all of them, you don't have to, just take them away from it. Go put them in sports, keep them busy, as busy as you can.
Yeah, that's the key. Because when you think about that young 13-year-old over Easton, I forget now the area that was in on 30 something or what, and 13 years old with a gun and running with out there, what 12 o'clock at night or whatever.
And that's what you have to know where your children are. We used to have those commercials. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
Girl,
we need to get back to that. The street lights, I don't think we even use that as a gauge. I don't know what gauge we need to use today, but
at a certain time, girl, we had to be in it. And if we wasn't there, we knew to be very, very close to the house, like on the front porch or right downstairs. We better not be caught anywhere else. But they don't. I mean, like Pam and Ed and I always say, it's like babies raising babies, and I think that is really and truly one of the issues.
And that in addition to babies raising babies, they're not allowing other generations or other people to help, to assist. A lot of people feel like, you don't talk to my child like that, and
they do.
And children now are saying, I'm gonna call my mother on you.
Girl,
I mean,
please.
The community isn't helping raise children. If my parents had to work, I knew that the people on my block would tell them everything that they saw.
Girl, please.
And those kind of days are not happening anymore. And I don't know how to get back there, the trust for each other and sense of community. But that was something we had, and I think needs to come back.
Yeah. And all we can do is, like we always say, is try and be that example. Because again, when you got babies raising babies, they don't think like we think. So they don't know how to dip back to the way that it used to be, because they can't associate that.
So
Everything
like
is
you said, we have to be the example, because some people feel overwhelmed because you can't change the world, but just take on two. Maybe
Yeah.
you know two children. Maybe you see them at your church and you see the mom this, or maybe you see them on the corner and you can pull them aside. So you just start where you can. Start
That's
where
right.
you are. You don't have to change the world and take
Because you
over this.
can't.
You can't,
You
and
really
take over
can't. The
this
reality of it.
overwhelming thing and
Right.
not know what you can.
That's right. Where it's more realistic. And I think that's what the key is, that you got to be realistic about it, because we can't change the world. We just can't. We just have to make sure that we shift and kind of change our own way of thinking, our own way of doing things, and that's how we can make a difference. So what do you have here?
Okay, so as I'm traveling, I'm always thinking about my intellectual radio family. Like I said, Zemarah and Ed are very dear to my heart, and I know she's a cooker because she's always. So I'm on these travels, and I try to go places where, if I wind up in a city, I may try to find something to do in that city. We fly in and we have the rest of the day to ourselves. So I was in Sacramento, and we went to Old Sacramento, which looked like a town where westerns were filmed. It was very unique. Old Sacramento. So as I'm walking down, I see this place called the Olive. What is the it was the Olive Mix, and it's all kinds of olive oils, and you get to taste them. They have bread there and crackers and all different kind of olive oils, everything made with olive oil, and they tell you the breakdown of what the strength, what they can be used for, and they have every flavor of olive oil that you wouldn't even think of it. And so we were having a good time, my coworker and I, going through their tasting, and I thought, I'm not gonna cook with this stuff. And I was like, you know what? I love it and it tastes good. But I was like, who do I know who cooks? I was like, Zemarah. And so I was like, who would really enjoy something different and can be creative with it? And so this is one I tasted, and I was like, oh, I want this one, because after you taste so many, you can go like, I don't even remember which. But this one stuck out to me because it had a bit of pineapple flavor, and it's just like wine. Tasting olive oil is like going to a wine tasting, but I taste hints of wood with the. I was like, I'm looking around like I taste pineapple. You could tell I was very green at this, but I had a lovely girl, and I can't remember her name right now, but I did take a video. I took a video of her showing me how to choose olive oil.
Wow.
So I'll put that out there now after the show, so you can learn yourself how you should taste and choose your olive oil. But I bought a bottle. She had spent so much time with me, and I said, I know somebody who'll use this, and maybe they'll even let me sample what they make with it.
And I will.
And so this is because they also have different flavors of vinegar as well. Anything that has olive things, and I love everything vinegar and that, but this is a pineapple white balsamic vinegar, so
wow,
it will taste good on salads. I could taste it.
Yeah.
When I tasted it, I was like, oh, I can have a salad with this. I can think of things, but I'm not going to. So I was like, who am I going to gift this to? And I said, this is for Zemarah, and I put it up in the show. And last week I wasn't here, and I said, Earl, did you bring my gift to Zemarah? And he was like, you do it. So
that should really be good.
And yes, it is very good.
Balsamic vinegar.
It's different, but just definitely. A hint of pineapple. It was very, very tasty.
And you tasted it with on a salad, or
I tasted it on a slice of like sourdough bread.
Oh wow!
Very, very good. And I had maybe a little olive oil with it too. I don't remember which olive oil, but and so they make it right there. And what? So it was made with love, as I stood there and told her, okay, make it up for, and
bottled it.
And they let you choose like this, that, and they put it together for you.
Wonderful concept.
And it's called the Olive Mix, and it's in Old Sacramento.
Wow. Now, do they cook, and they have a lot of items like this with garlic?
They had some with garlic. I took pictures, and I will maybe post those in the comments after, because it was a beautiful place, and really a place you could stay all day just sampling, and we really had a good time. And olive oil, vinegar. It was olive oil, vinegars, and I can't think what else ties along with olive and vinegars right now of all the different
Probably
things.
sesame seed
But
oil, other oil,
all the
grape
different
oils,
grape oils, and
avocado. I know they had avocado oil.
Absolutely, and I wanted to buy that too. I was tossing, do I get this and do I get that? But I was also traveling, so I couldn't bring a giant bottle. I was afraid I'd break it, and then I couldn't keep it. So, but they can order. You can order from it. It's called the Olive Mix, and you can order as well. But a nice time, and the girl was so knowledgeable. A breakdown of olive oil and vinegar I'd never heard in my entire life. I'm like, whoa, this is a lot deeper than, I mean, they really treat it like wine. Well, but another thing I liked, and I took a picture of, and I'll post it, the ones in the store, and I thought that would be helpful. The best ones, the Alicios, the different brands that are in the store, they have a breakdown of what's in them, what's the best for what. And so I liked that, and I took a picture of it on the wall because I'm probably going to get mine from the store before I go back to the olive mix. And so it has a nice breakdown of which ones you should use, which brands are best for what.
Now that's interesting. Did they tell you anything about like the value of using olive oil?
Yes, they had the hearts. They had a whole nother wall full of the health benefits. And I know, I know you all are faithful Here's to Life listeners on IntellectualRadio.com, but please go back and watch any of Zemarah and Ed's health segments, because I have a whole little note thing in my phone when Zemarah recommends her vitamins. She knows her stuff with this. This could be a whole nother second calling. But yes, they did tell me that, and I know the benefits of all this different stuff. And go back and watch these shows. Not only do they come live each week, but a plethora of her 3, 4, 5 years here. All those shows are still on YouTube. Go back if you want
5 years. That was
years.
5 this past 5 this November. I'll be 6.
Amazing. A plethora of shows that you can go back and view. So any of her health segments, if you are into health, please go back and you will be amazed and may not need to see your doctor for a while if you just start doing some of these things.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a short pause for the cause and listen to one of my songs from Love is Possible. My mister is sweet. My mister is kind. My mister is remarkably fine. My mister oozes confident, intelligent, and strength. Yeah. My mister, I got to have you. My mister, you're all I need and more, baby. He's thoughtful, insightful, and faithful, so true. He always knows just what to do. Hey, that's my mister. That's my mister. I love him, adore him, my mister. That man of mine, my mister. He's so fine. I got to have you. I got to have you, darling, my mister. Hey, honey, you're all I need and more, baby. I love the way he strokes my face, pulls me close in such a tender embrace. Okay, we're back at IntellectualRadio.com with Here's to Life with Zemarah, and have the lovely our producer, Miss Wanda B, joining us.
Thank you. You guys heard the sounds of Zemarah. That was my mister, and her guest host who's here frequently, Pam Wilkes. You two wrote this song.
I did them. No, Pam did the lyrics, girl. I did the music.
The music.
The Love is Possible. I did the music, and my mister. I put the music together, but Pam is. I mean, this woman is a
A
phenomenal writer.
lyrical
She
goddess.
really is, man. She do. You say one word, she say one word, or I say one word, and she just goes to town. And then she say one word, and then I just go somewhere else with the music. So we collaborate. I mean, we really got that really down pat together.
And that's one of their collaborations that I was very fortunate
Oh
to
yeah,
see performed live.
yes,
And Zemarah puts on a show. I mean, you'll walk away feeling so satisfied after a night with Zemarah. Just really.
yeah.
So I got to hear that one live. So
Yeah,
I'm
we're
excited.
working on some stuff. I really want to tour so much for 2023. So that's kind of what I'm working on.
Nice.
And then, but this year I'm thinking about doing a holiday show. And
You were thinking about that in 2020, cut things kind of short. So now you get to bring it
yeah,
back.
and then I want to do my 7th concert. Here's the Life. That's what I was trying to do when I had my contract and everything ready to do it, and then the pandemic hit. So, but it's all good in the neighborhood. So tell us a little bit, Wanda, about um, what you're doing as far as your diet and what do you eat and what do you not eat, or
Well, I will say
because you
that
keep
my
yourself
flying.
looking so well.
The flying has added a few pounds, and I will say why. Because if I go to New Orleans, I'm going to have me a New Orleans feast when I get there.
Well, yeah, you're
And
not
so,
supposed to deprive yourself. That's not it.
and so as I go different places, I like to sample the foods that are of that place I'm going. But I am if I had to put a label to it, a pescatarian. So I mainly stay with fishes, and I eat shellfish and fish. So I don't eat chicken, beef, pork. So that not as limiting, but every menu usually has a salmon. So I probably had salmon all over the United States now. But I tend to watch, and I watch my carbs. I've always been a cautious eater because if I eat, I gain weight. I can look at food. And now I have 8 pounds on me because I just stared at your plate. So, so I have to be mindful of eating. So I do everything. I eat in moderation. If I want to have that, I may take half of the bread off the burger and have a burger with one, just the bottom or the top.
Yeah.
I cut down there. If I have a slice of cake, I'll eat half and another half later. So I tend to watch my portions and trim down what I eat or make it 2 meals.
Yeah.
So that's
that makes sense. So you say since you've been traveling, you tend to, because you're going to so many different places, and so definitely you want just like what's that guy, the food guy? I think he's on Channel 5 with all the different restaurants and all. I mean, some of the places he comes up with, man, I had never even heard of.
And I love that because those may be the places I'm at. So I also watch diners, drive-ins, and dives, and I may go to those. I do find not eating meat now, and this is a choice. It's not that I don't. It's a choice I made about 2 years ago that I just kept continue to do. But I find that has been very, because barbecue, if I'm in Nashville and everybody's eating barbecue around me, and I was like, I sure would like to taste some barbecue from Nashville as I'm watching them eat. And
but you can't, because wouldn't it make you sick?
and you know what? One time something did have something. I was like, something's in here. Next thing you know, my stomach, I had bubble guts. My stomach was doubling over, and I was like, why did I? So now, yeah, no. Now you do,
now
your
you
bottom
just have
gets
to look and just say, man.
Oh, it smells so good though. Fried chicken from what other city? Even Popeye's chicken, they say in Nashville is a whole. I mean, in Louisiana is a whole nother kind of Popeyes.
That.
They were like, you have not had Popeyes, so you have it in Louisiana. So, or they go, this is the best place for Philly cheesesteaks in Philadelphia, and I'm just watching everybody. I take pictures and I just don't eat it, but. And that's one reason I will say is one reason I stopped is I went to the doctor when I was just going to stop for a month, and the doctor said my blood pressure was lower than it had been, asked me what I was doing, and then just asked me to continue. And I started with going 3 months and then going the next 3 months, and it's just turned into
now that's
2
basically
years.
the way I've kind of done with chicken. I don't eat as much chicken as I used to. Like if I do a really good salad, I do the rotisserie fresh turkey.
I sure miss rotisserie chicken
Do
and
we?
turkey.
Now
I
the
miss
rotisserie
it.
turkey, but see now you don't even do turkey either.
No, no.
Oh,
I
okay.
swear I miss it though. I do now understand. I've never understood addiction and how you can crave something and want to go back to it. But me and my love for chicken,
For real?
I can sleep and see it going on the rotisserie in my dreams. I miss my
That's
chicken.
really. Now see, now I don't like, and it's something, but I don't like wings anymore.
No. Oh, I
No.
miss my
No,
wings
now
too.
I'll do chicken tenders here and there, but that's what I did. I gave up chicken for Lent.
Th-
And then I just went on
Just
and on
that's
and
exactly
on.
how it started for
And
me. You
so
start
now,
here and keep
yeah.
going.
But what's
No
amazing,
wings?
no, I don't
I
like
was a
wings.
wingatarian, but
They too veiny and
okay.
they're not like the wings back. I mean everything back in the
Everything
day.
is different though.
It
It does not
is.
taste as good
No.
and everything seems different, but that's one reason I kind of am afraid of chicken a
Some
little
of them
bit.
look old and
They look old.
so I just said, nah, I don't care for the wings. But I do like chicken tenders. And Mariano's has some really good chicken
Do
tenders.
they?
Now Ed doesn't like chicken tenders because he said,
Give me
okay,
my bones.
so what is all of that? You know, they didn't probably pull something together, whatever. And so he really doesn't like tenders.
I had started eating, I call it fake meat. So I know there's a better name for it, but I'm going to call it fake meat for this moment here on intellectualradio.com. I put like fake, I guess they're made
You
with
talking about
soy or
you talking about
the
the
Beyond beefs,
yeah, oh yeah, that
Beyond stuff
Beyond.
and all that different stuff. Now, true is good, but my doctor did tell me too. She said, cut down on the process, and that's still processed meats. And she said, so if you're going to, don't replace one thing with something else. So I tried to, I eat it, but I tried to also be mindful if I had it this day that I skip it a couple days and eat it again. So.
Like the Beyond meat, they tell you don't.
It's processed. She said it's not
Really.
She said it's just like eating ham or any processed meats. And
Now
so
that's interesting.
and she said you can eat it, but also something I do in moderation.
Now, as far as do you think that a person can eat too much salmon because
Probably
of the
so.
mercury?
Probably so.
I would think so.
Yeah, I would think
And
so.
I wouldn't think that that would be good. You know, a lot of people swear by salmon. They eat it almost for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and think or have in their mind that that's very healthy. But if too much of anything, though,
Too
I
much
think
of anything
can
is
just
not.
be over the top.
And salmon to mass produce things, sometimes things with this stuff to have a lot
Hello.
of salmon that if they can't catch them, you still gonna have them.
Right.
And even catfish, I've had to be mindful that some of these stores, these JJ fishes, I'm like, this isn't catfish. I know catfish. And my family's from Mississippi. We caught catfish and kind of,
Yeah.
and I go, this is that swai, whatever the fake catfish. They sell it as catfish, and it's not catfish.
Yeah.
So yes, I do believe you can anything. You can have too much of anything. Any good thing you can even have. Even too much water. I mean,
That's right. That's right.
You could have.
You can. A lot of people don't understand that, but that is true. You can have too much. You can drink too much water, and you can flood yourself. You can overload yourself. You know,
So
people talk about you should drink half of your
body
body weight
weight.
or something. No, I can't do that. I drink water to soothe whatever, or to you know, it's good to clean yourself out with it. But just like as far as the alkaline water is good, but alkaline water don't last either.
Oh, it don't last. What happens?
No, I mean it goes away. So the value of it might last maybe about 3 days.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I always learn something new here on Here's to Life on Intellectual
Yes,
Radio. I must say,
yes.
I did not know that, and they are pushing now the alkaline water as being the better water to drink.
Now
But
they
I
have
didn't
this
know
water. It's in the little bottles because psychologically, I get more water down when I drink those little bottles. And they have a water now called Splash, and they have with a splash of lemon in it.
Oh, that
Then they
sounds
have one
good.
with Asia grape. Then they have one with the berries in it. So I've been buying that. Now the lemon, it's a big splash because you can You can really, really taste it. It almost tastes a little bit diet. So I was a little disappointed about that.
Okay, I'll have to try it though.
Yeah, but
Splash.
the berry and the Asia, it's pretty good.
And for the people though who like sugary drinks, if you can try one, find the one that you like the best.
There you
We're
go.
not necessarily saying get Splash, but try one. And sometimes that can pull you off the sugar in sodas
Yes.
if you can find one that you like the taste of and replace the Pepsi.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I have to tell you though, sometimes, and they use that even if you have an upset stomach, and it's really good for that. And I know you should not, because a lot of people, because like my girlfriend Pat always says that you can clean a battery with a Coke.
You can,
But
though,
a
I think.
really, really good ice cold Coke every now and then, to me, is very refreshing.
Hits the spot.
It does. And if your stomach is upset, it really does settle your stomach too. That's what's amazing.
And it also, I use it for, it's weird, but we have it on the planes. If I'm feeling sleepy, instead of coffee, I'll just drink a little bit of Coke. I find it keeps me awake more actually.
Oh yeah.
Than coffee does. So
Right.
I'll have just some Coke to help me energize. And I know it has sugar, and I do know all the bad, but added to what I put in coffee, or if I don't find it available, I absolutely will get me a Coke and keep it with me, and that adds my energy for staying awake on my red eyes on a plane.
Yeah. So what is the latest flight that you've had to take out? It's talking about staying awake.
Midnight to 6 a.m.
Whoa.
Red eyes.
What is the flight that you care for the most?
Oh, you know what? I was just telling someone this because this is a frequent question. And then I realized that sometimes it's the company that adds to a place. Not some of my favorite trips have been the fun I had with my team that I was with. And it may not be a place that people would go like, that, but I had so much fun. But I did really enjoy Puerto Rico. It was beautiful. We were by the water.
Oh,
And
wow.
it was just San Juan. I love the feel of just walking up the streets and the diverse people who were walking along the streets in Puerto Rico. And I got to and very friendly. I just love friendly people that you can just talk to. You don't know where you're talking to everybody, and y'all walking together like one big happy family. So I love to San Juan. I love that I was with a good group that I could feel safe wandering in the streets with my team that day. That
nice.
we were able to explore and really have a nice time. So I really have a fond memory of San Juan, Puerto Rico, and I would go back. And cruises go there. So we were right by where the cruise dock. So I would recommend, if you wanted to take a cruise, San Juan is a nice stop to go to.
Now, are they doing many cruises now?
Oh yes, and they're fairly inexpensive. So if you're into cruises now,
I love a cruise.
Wash your hands, wear your mask if it makes you feel comfortable. But I hear that the rates are very inexpensive right now, and that's something to do.
So you see, I have a lot of people flying in and
yes,
embarking to get on a cruise ship.
Absolutely, that's a lot of times where they're headed, and especially the ports, the New Orleans and the Florida, where the cruises leave from. There are a lot of flights going that way. But I really love the cities. I loved Oakland. I felt Oakland, seeing the history of the Black Panthers from out that area, and the San Francisco area was really intriguing. And how many people can tell you a whole history. We were talking about the Black Panthers, and someone started like, Oakley, naming the different people, and we were really talking about the movie. And usually it's the other way around. Mm-hmm. If you were here in Chicago and you bring Black Panther, they talk about, the sequel is coming out. Yeah. But everyone, if you mentioned Black Panther, were very knowledgeable of what the Black Panthers did in the community. And I liked that energy. I find some cities just have a pulse, an energy when you go to them, that you go, I could live here. Yeah. And places you go, okay, I'm good if I never come back. But I love the energy of some cities.
That's awesome. Now, have you ran into any where people get air sick or anything? If you had to deal with any of that?
Well, every flight, if you all don't know, and I think every airline has this, there's a sick bag in the back of every seat. Mm-hmm. That is or extreme fear. someone who's like hyperventilating because they're so afraid of heights and trying to get them through the takeoff, and their tears. A lot of crying people who are that afraid of flying and just are almost panicking at the thought of it's about to take off, and really extreme fear of flying. We deal with a lot, and then a lot of sickness. Some from over partying. If it's a flight from Vegas, that is the most quiet flight on the way home. Going, they're the most partying people, and coming home, they're the most sick.
And that doesn't ever bother you?
It used to when it was with my own children. It was funny because my children's father was the sick person. He was in charge of throw up because that wasn't my thing. But now I've gotten so, or you get in the, I got to handle this right now, that I kind of, now if it smells, a lot of the flight attendants start backing up like, who got this? Sometimes the smell could take you out.
I'm telling
one flight attendant was like, and I was like, oh, we both will look like hell. Thank goodness. Sometimes doctors jump up when they see that something has happened and the doctors run. We just assist them. What you need, and you go get everything from me because they holding her, they wiping their mouths with the vomit on.
Oh my
These
God.
Doctors on flights are very handy to have.
Now, are they stationed there? I mean, are they
random passengers who are doctors who jump in and help you all the time? And thank you out there if you're one of them. The nurses and doctors who see something happen and go, I'm a nurse, I'm a doctor. And next thing you know, they're in there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. What do you need? So, wow. But it's a job I absolutely love. And what I do, another thing I love about Spirit is they hire all ages. I just met a lady who just graduated July 28th. She's 58.
Wow.
And I love that. I love that about Spirit, that they're very accommodating to, there's no, you're too old for this job or any of that. And
that is perfect.
And that's one thing I admire about this particular, and other airlines might, don't say I'm not putting down your airline. I'm just saying what I know about Spirit,
right? Is
that Spirit does that. And
I think that should be respectful in any business job. If you have the desire to do it, because I look at it and I say, because a lot of record, and I've said this before, a lot of record companies, if you're not, I think they might stop maybe 28 or 29. If you ain't 28 or 29, you're too old.
And you're considered too old in your 30s. They like thinking like, you're too old.
Yeah,
so, and
but
that
yet
is
the president can be 190. I ain't never understood
and
that.
Music is age timeless. So I'm not sure why we even say that.
I never understood that. That's just aggravating. But anyway, we are winding down, and I know you should be very, very tired and ready to get you some rest.
No, I'm very, very happy. Let me put it that way. I love the show, and I implore everybody to watch it themselves and go watch past shows, because it will sound like a show you can listen to. They're timeless. As much as Zemarah's music, and she's timeless as Zemarah, the shows are as well. So go back and view some of them, because they're very good. They're a must see.
And while you're viewing it, make sure that you view Wanda B's shows too. She has some excellent shows. We were watching not too long ago the brothers that you had on talking about the different, I think it was about 3 or 4 brothers.
Right.
And they were talking about the different relationships and all that. That was really good.
They are the, what is the stronger, iron sharpens iron. They're the Iron Man. I think that's the show
that was a good show.
They call themselves the Iron Man, and because iron sharpens iron, and that was one of my favorite shows.
Yes.
So with James Borchet, forgive me, I won't even try to say all their names right now. But the Iron Man is the collective of the 3 gentlemen that were on there.
Yes.
So, but thank you for having me, Ed. Kisses and hugs. You were surely missed. And I'm going to end with, do expect me to say what Ed normally says at the end of the show. I'm filling in for Ed today.
So we're going to make sure that you like me on Facebook. And we really wanted some calls today, because we kind of wanted to gauge some of what your thoughts and feelings are. But anyway, we were very, very happy that Dr. Wallace called in about the Veterans Initiative Picnic, which is August 20th from 11 to 3 at Christ Universal Temple. And it's in the grounds, in the campus of the church. So make sure that you put that on your calendar for our veterans. And so we hope that you've enjoyed our evening. And I know I feel blessed and was very happy, Wanda, that you took the time after just getting off from work to come and join us this evening.
Well,
that was
you,
a great idea that Earl had. I mean, that was an awesome idea.
And I want to say, Earl, our super producer, thank you for letting me be myself.
He's a wonderful, wonderful man. We just love him and Wanda B. And again, this is such a wonderful platform to be able to share whatever it is that we want to talk about, from health to wealth to life to love to just everything. And we're just so grateful to be able to have this within our community.
Thank
you. That's
what's
so awesome.
And if you want to be a part of the community, give us a call, 708-223-8953. We love to have you too.
That's right. That's right. You wouldn't want to be with any finer producers than Wanda B and Mr. Earl Winfrey. So thank you. Make sure that you like me on Facebook. Check out my Love is Possible CD, which, like Wanda said, is on everything that's streaming. Keep my name in your spirit and on your mind, and we will be coming out with some music real soon for the holidays. Have a good evening.
When you know that love is on your mind, love is possible. Love is possible.